You're listening to an InfoBlitz LLC podcast network production.
Welcome to the weekly wrap-up with John and Yancy.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the weekly wrap-up with John and Yancy. My name is John Haynes, and I'm here with my co-host and best friend, Yancy Seals.
Hey, everybody. My name is Clarence Thomas, and I will judge you.
Whoa.
Hey, John, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. How about you?
I'm wonderful. I'm glad that Clarence Thomas is judging my actions.
Man, okay, so let's get started. Let's just jump in with Clarence Thomas. In case you guys, let me just do a little bit. In case you guys didn't know, Clarence Thomas has a great-grandson or a grandson named Mark Martin, who went to a $6,000 a month boarding school, private boarding school. Now, that's 72 grand a year for those of you who haven't done the math, and a lot of us didn't make or don't make 72 grand a year, but this guy, his Clarence Thomas's great-grandson went to this school. Now, you might ask, where did Clarence Thomas get that money? Well, he is a Supreme Court justice, but that's not how he got it. He got it again from Harlan Crow, a billionaire, conservative billionaire guy, right? Now, look, this is the second time. Harlan Crow also pays for Clarence Thomas's trips on private yachts and trips on private planes and jumping around for almost $500 million, right? Well, $500,000, I think it was 500,000. And this has to be, go ahead.
And don't forget, he bought Clarence Thomas's mama's a house.
I almost forgot about that. He bought Clarence Thomas's mother's house, who she is still living in. Now, Clarence Thomas is a Supreme Court justice. Now, he judges us and he judges people who comes in front of him. However, Clarence Thomas did not let people know. He's supposed to disclose these things. It's supposed to be disclosed saying that, hey, I got this money from here. Hey, I got this money from there. So basically, if it comes up in court where, or he has to rule on a case that this guy's involved in, he would recuse himself, which we know Clarence Thomas did not do.
And will not do.
Okay?
Because he's proven that before.
And this brings up a very important thing, that not only that, Clarence Thomas's wife, Jenny Thomas, was paid $80,000, by a conservative group. They were doing a polling company group. So 80 grand, which they made made it plain and simple, do not put her name on the contract. Okay, so they knew that this was not legal or it was out of sorts. However, it would still happen. What do you think about that, Yancy?
You know what? I'm gonna tell you just like this. I'm gonna tell you flat out like this, man. I've never been a fan of Clarence Thomas. I think he's criminal. I think he's no good. He is deceitful. He has no character. He has low morals. First of all, when he first came into became a justice, when he came in and said that the pubic hair on his Coke can was Anita. I think they should throw his motherfucking ass, excuse my language, he should throw his ass out today, right now, and replace him with Anita. That's what I think they should do.
That would be good. So here's, I want to know, and if any of you guys out there do know, I need to know how to start a campaign, a write-in campaign, to have Clarence Thomas removed from the Supreme Court. I don't know if it's going to do any good, but I know that there has to be something that at least I could do to say, well, at least I did something, that brought this, and we're trying to keep our justice system honorable. I'll put it like this, honorable, which right now it's not honorable. They're not even willing to talk about it. And matter of fact, all of the justices, in a rare instance, got together and signed a form saying that no, they don't want to be. They don't think that an outside scrutiny is justified of the Supreme Court.
Sure it is. Because maybe many years ago it wasn't a big issue, but currently, right now, they've proven that they can't manage themselves. You can't manage yourself.
No, they can't.
It's madness. These people need to be called to the carpet, and someone needs to change. This needs to be changed right away.
That's what I agree with you. I totally agree with you. And then maybe if we write our, I should get the numbers of our Congress, to write letters to them or call them and tell them, hey, look, you know what? Clarence Thomas needs to be out, completely out. And you know what? And on the serious side, man, I always did believe Anita Hill. I mean, when he came in and Anita Hill was like, this guy's no good. She was telling about him and everybody, it's just sour grapes and she don't know what she's talking about. Well, time proves that she does.
Chickens come home to roost. And his I'm going to say this. I know you're going to get a lot of feedback on this one. And his nasty ass wife.
Oh Lord.
That, I'm going to tell you, okay, I'm gonna say it. Damn it! I know it's gonna have a whole lot of kickback.
It's okay. Go ahead.
It's the remnants of like, how do I say this?
Yeah, say it.
It's kind of like the house nigga. She's manipulating him.
Yeah.
And I don't think he knows it. They're all manipulating him. He think they're his friends. But my question would be, if he wasn't in that position, would they be his friends?
Huh.
That's what
that is a good question. I mean, if he wasn't in a position, would Harlan Crow say, "Hey, Clarence, let me pay for your grandson. Let me give your wife a gift. Let me give you this money. Let me pay for your mother's house. No problem.
Hop on my airplane. Let's go to Rome and go to these exotic places.
Yeah, let's go island hopping on a private yacht that has, what is it, over 90 assistants people on it, chefs and all kind of people to dress them and dressers and all that kind of stuff. Come on, Clarence. Now, my question is like this: even though people are rich, there's always a give and take. Mm-hmm. Come on, man. Even if you are even if you're a billionaire and you give someone money like that, there's always something you expect in return.
When I was in the federal government, I know for a fact that you cannot take you can't take gifts. Because first of all, you sign an affidavit saying you will not do that.
Yeah.
It's simple as like this. Think about it. If you're giving you gifts and something comes up and, hey, man, remember I gave you that gift? I need you to have some soft eyes for that particular program. You become a position that you can be bribed, and that's what you don't want. So when I was in the federal government, of course, I wasn't in the high echelon where he is. We couldn't take gifts over $12.50.
See,
$12.50. So I did a deal with an outside source. They sent me, it was a coffee mug. And my security manager got the gift. He said, well, I got to Google this, how much it cost. He Googled it, came up to $15. I couldn't take it. Couldn't take it.
Now, that's $15. You see what I'm saying? I'm glad you had that experience and you exposed that here. Because what I want people to understand is that there are normal people who work for the federal government who cannot accept these types of gifts. And then other people who are up higher, you may be able to accept them, but you have to disclose it. You have to say, hey, I got this loan, or hey, I got this money, or hey, I got this, and you're supposed to disclose it. But Clarence Thomas, who is a judge, the highest judge in our land, I didn't disclose it. I read the form wrong, or I didn't fill it out, or I forgot. Really? I mean, come on, man. Now, is this the type of people that we want judging you and I, or anyone else? Or I mean, the people that Jimmy Thomas, his wife, worked for was a staunch person that was against abortion. Whether you're for or against abortion is not the point. The point is you're not supposed to have a judge's wife receiving what comes to $80,000 for working for a firm that you're going to sit in front of. You're going to be judging or ruling on abortion. He should have recused himself. He should have said, "Hey, my wife she worked with these people, so I can't do that."
Absolutely, it's a mess, and then they don't want to be scrutinized or ask questions because they feel that they'll no.
It's time for this to change.
It's time for it to change.
It really is, and it may be, it may be uncomfortable for some people, and that's fine, but this has to change. We can't keep this going on the way. And now that we are exposed, now that we know about it, the public knows about it, it's on us. You know, it's on us, because if you remember, I remember way back in civics class, they work for us. You know, so it's up to us, the public, to say, hey, you know what? This is wrong. It's against your rules. We didn't make the rules. You made the rules. It's against your rules. So what are you going to do about it? You know, that's the question that has to beg to be asked.
They're just waiting until the news cycle to pass, and they're not gonna do a damn thing about it.
Yep, and that's what happens.
It should be over in about a week or so. Yeah, with that, he can lay low for about a week. He'll be fine. Ain't nothing gonna happen.
See, and that's the part that, because of our news cycle, like you said, it'll come on, it'll splash. People, you know why? Because I've been finding recently that most people are in the moment. They're not in the movement. Okay, right. In any movement, they're in the moment. You show something that splashes, and everybody gets but then 5 minutes later or 10 minutes later, when something up comes up, they forget about it. It's just gone.
Ooh, watch that. That's gonna be on a T-shirt. Are you in the movement, or are you in a moment? I'm gonna
That's right.
Say that.
be in the movement, not in the moment, man. It's time to change this country so that way it can live up to what the lie that they tell everybody else that it is. Okay, and that's what I have to say about that. They've been lying all this time, telling about we're the greatest country in the world. We have this, we have that, we have checks and balances. You don't have nothing. What you have is basically a bunch of elites ruling us, the masses, and those are terms that's used in that atmosphere. There are the elites and the masses. If you're not in the elites, and if you were, you know it, and you are, then you're in the masses, okay? And you are in the masses, period. And I think that it's time for us to change this, because it's like, if we want this country to be what they lie and tell everybody that it is, then it needs to change to reflect that.
I tell you right now, and I'm talking to all you people out there in TV land or podcast land, this is not the greatest country in the world. That's a lie from the pit of hell.
Yeah, I agree.
Simple as that. Just that simple. I won't even tell you that. Guess what? They're going to tell you that come June 1 about the damn debt ceiling. They don't give a fuck about you.
They don't. Let me tell you, too, about this debt ceiling thing. See, this is crazy. Okay, Kevin McCarthy, this is insane. If you work for the federal government, if you are in the military, if you get Social Security, if they do not pass this debt ceiling, you are going to receive an IOU, or they're calling it now an extension, right? So you can call.
You take that very same letterhead to your car payment, house payment, food bill, electricity bill. Do you get that to them? Oh, you don't worry. As soon as they pay me, I'll get you back.
No, and they're not going to accept that. I can tell you that. Now they're going to look at you like, yeah, well, we have a contract here saying that you're supposed to pay us on the 1st. So you got time. You got 5 days to get us our money. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna take your damn house.
That's right. We'll take your house. We'll take your car. You know, I mean, and people I don't understand why we are not in more up in arms against this. And now they're saying, well, the Republicans are saying, because I belong to a couple of podcasts and stuff that I just listen to them. I want to see what they're talking about. Okay, they're saying that, oh, well, Kevin McCarthy and the MAGA Republicans, they came up with a solution. That solution? Oh, Lord Jesus. We're going to have over 72,000 jobs cut, okay, with that solution. With that solution, the military, and one of the things is that got me was military people who are disabled, okay, they're going to cut back on those payments, or they're planning to cut back on the payments. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm military disabled.
And that's why I thought about that. I said, damn, that's Yancy. Damn, that's my other cousin. I mean, my cousin Calvin. I mean, I was like, wait a minute. So they're going to cut back on that, and they're going to make it harder. Then what they want to do is make it harder to receive public assistance. Now, listen, I have to tell you this. There was a time not too long ago, about 4, 5, 6 years ago, where I was in a position where I had to try to apply for something. These people want you totally broke. You can't have a car. You can't have no money in the bank. You can't have nothing. Of course, I didn't receive it because, I tried to be pretty good about my financial affairs. And I'm like, wait a minute, you got to be totally broke. And now they're going to make it even harder. Well, what do you got to be? What eating out of tuna can sitting on the street? And then we'll give you $15 to go buy some bread.
Yeah.
because
It's terrible. I mean, we need to take a look at this thing. It's really serious. It's like your damn credit card. Okay, end of the month, Yancy, you need to pay your credit card. Okay, wait. Let's negotiate this shit for a little bit. No, yeah, this is shit you already paid for. You got it in your house. No. Let's still negotiate this. You pay your goddamn credit card bill first.
I mean, look, and honestly, man, my analogy is like, okay, so you go to Laurie's Steakhouse and you say, okay, I want the tomahawk, man. I want the tomahawk and I want everything to go with it, and give my wife the tomahawk and give my kids the tomahawk. You know, and they come in and you eat and they're serving you well and everything's going good. And they come up with a $2,000 bill and you go like, look, time out. We need to negotiate this. You know, the steak was kind of tough and it wasn't medium rare. And, you know, let's negotiate this. And they're going to look at you and say what? They're going to call the police, you know, and that's what happens now. People in the olden days, they take you back to wash dishes. Okay, you're going to wash dishes for us. Now you go to jail. They call the police. And so what are we going to do? You know, what are we going to do now? And people think that, oh, well, the debt, a lot of folks are telling me, well, the debt ceiling is something that Biden rate. No. That debt ceiling is the debt that was already had been put in place by, worst off, Donald Trump. I mean, he raised the debt by, what is it, $2 trillion, I think it was? 3 trillion? Three times. And the Republicans went right along. Okay, no problem.
25% of the debt belongs to Donald Trump.
You know, and then they're going to say, well, it was because of COVID. No, I don't want to. No, look at what he did. He cut taxes for the rich. That cost us money.
That is right there. But you know what? They always do this. Republicans always pull this shit. They do it with every Democratic president. Every last one. We're gonna hold back this, and we're gonna put the country in arms. We're gonna shut the country down. They did shut it down before.
They did.
I think it was back in 2012. I think they shut it down.
Yeah.
2012, 2013, within the area. They did shut it down. I remember it was shut down. I was out of work for about a month or so, whatever it was. They shut the country down, and they're gonna do it. They don't have a problem doing it again because they don't give a fuck about you.
They don't. They don't care. This is the whole thing. And people, if you are still a Republican, okay, I'm going to explain this to you, and you already know it, right? This is not the Republican Party of your mom and dad. This is not the Republican Party that I used to belong to, okay? And I use a term, and it was used the other day also. These people are fascists, okay? These people they're autocratic fascists. What they want is one ruler to be Republican, Donald Trump probably, and they want just one ruler, and they want to be, if you're not a Christian, if you don't believe in the Christian tendencies and stuff, you don't believe in that, then they want you gone, period. And I'm not joking about that.
That's what they want. They want one world order is what and they want Donald Trump to be that dude. And I'm gonna tell you right now, he will get the nomination.
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying he's gonna win. He will get the nomination.
I believe that. And it's really interesting with all the people that I know that's worried about this, the NWO, man, the one world order, man, they're Republicans. And I'm like, going, y'all don't understand that they got you so brainwashed that you are fighting for what you say you're against. You know, look at statistics, look at reality. You know, and I don't understand. I have some friends that are still Republicans. I'm like, you know what? We can't talk because the reason why we can't talk is not because I get angry, because mostly they get angry because I bring up facts. You know, they don't like facts. And if you bring up things that you say, well, what about this? Look at this, look at that. No, that's just talking points no, it's not talking points. These are statistics. Well, who made the statistics? Where'd they come from? Like, well, okay, so just like you guys were saying that Dominion was a bad company, that they did all this cheating, and all of a sudden now you know that there was a lie. The people that you listen to, the people that the holy grail of conservative talk, right? Fox News. Yeah.
Right? But then they're not going to own that. They're not going to own that it was wrong. They're going to say that it was a plan to get rid of Fox News. It's a plan to keep the truth as they know it out of the limelight. It's a damn lie from a pit of hell. And if you that stupid to believe it, Go right ahead and believe.
And see, that's the point that I want to bring up. I'm like, you're right. I'm like, in order for you guys to believe this, you're either brainwashed, okay, and then that happens, you're radicalized, and that does happen also. That is a real thing. The Republican Party has studied radicalization, and they are radicalizing people. Okay, and a lot of people are going for it. The people that are, they're not at they're disgruntled with the government. Now, hell, I'm disgruntled with the government, but I'm not going to look at that and say, well, hey, guess what? We have to, we got to overthrow the government. We got to overthrow, we have to go to the Capitol and stop the progression of a legal transfer of power. Okay.
And then while I'm there, take a dump on Nancy Pelosi's desk. Now, what kind of crap is that? And
then they smear the shit along the walls. I'm like, they don't even report that. They should take pictures of that stuff. Well, they did take pictures, but they haven't released it. They should take pictures of that. Now, also, the Proud Boys, I wonder how proud they are now, right? These people were just sentenced for conspiracy, okay? And one of them is going to be doing, 10 years in prison, right? In federal prison.
Have they given their sentence yet?
No, I think one guy before them, I was just
14,
reading this.
Yeah, 14 years.
Yeah, 14, was it Peter Schwartz? He got 14 years in federal prison. I mean, I'm like, and in case you guys don't know, it's not like federal prison. If you go to federal prison, it's not like going to a state prison. You can get time off for good conduct. They'll reduce your sentence by a certain amount of time. If you go to federal prison, you gonna do 14 days.
Every bit of the time.
For 14 years. Every bit of the time that they give you, you're gonna do that. Okay. And so he's not going to be getting off anytime. They're not going to be getting out anytime soon. But you would think that, hey, well, guess what? These guys are probably going, well, wait a minute, maybe we made a mistake. No. They're double downing on this. They're still protesting. They're still doing things that are actually illegal and violent. And I want to say something else before I forget about this. And there's something that I read and something that I really, 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 really want people to understand. Being nonviolent, which I'm for, does not mean it's going to be peaceful. There's a difference between nonviolent and peaceful. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that.
There's a difference, and I agree with nonviolence, but I do not believe with peaceful. Okay, we have to make noise. We have to make noise, just like they did in Tennessee. We have to make noise, right? We have to go out. We have to tell our leaders, you need to get behind us. It's your job to get behind us.
Well, Tennessee I believe Tennessee was a different animal all by itself. I don't know if the noise from the Democrat people on the outside got them to change. I think someone from the RNC said, "What the fuck are you guys doing? You guys are messing us up. Now put them back in there tomorrow."
I totally agree with that. What I was saying is that, but the people who did the brothers and the one white lady that actually went up and said, "Hey, look, we got to do something about this." It's time for the people that we put in office to do that. Yeah. Okay, you have to do that. You got to make them uncomfortable. If you do not make them uncomfortable, they're going to continue doing what they want to do.
They're going to continue to do it. So for some reason, I don't know why Democrats. For some reason, we get weak. We are just a weak bunch of people. I don't know why. I don't get it. Get it. Oh, don't say that. Don't say that.
I know, don't say, man, I'm gonna tell you the reason why I am not a Democrat, and the reason why I never went with the Democratic Party is because they act like wimps. I mean, they don't know how to actually put together, they haven't learned how to put together a stance and actually stand up for it and actually fight for it. They don't do that.
Yeah, they don't know how to fight. Just sit around and take whatever they give you and say, "Oh, they're cheating."
Yeah, I know.
Now it's time to put your dukes up and do something.
See, and that's what I'm saying. They can't. Like you said, they complain. Oh, Oh my God. It'll be all over all of the news things complaining. Well, they did this and they did that. And there comes a point in time. I remember when I used to come home telling my dad when I used to go to Gompers Junior High School, oh, they did this and they did that. And my dad said, you know what? You're going to have to stop them from doing that. They taking your money. Don't let them take your money. Okay, you got to make a stance. And I'm like, so what? You got to make whatever that calls for. You got to make a stand. All right, fine. And I, got into a couple of tussles, and after that, they stopped taking my money. The thing is,
John came from Gompers. That's Pyru, isn't it? That's
well, I think yeah, they are. I think they're either Pyru or Crips. Man, look, yeah, that's right. I came from Gompers Junior High School, straight out. And the thing is, man, that was a real hard school. I mean, that school is rough, tough. Even back there in the day when when the games were just starting to try to get footholds and get their territory and stuff. I had to fight going to school and fight coming home. But the bottom line is, you have to take a stance somewhere. You can't keep complaining. You can't keep, and then what's bothering me, the Democrats get on all their news channels and they complain, well, the Republicans are doing this wrong. The Republicans are doing that wrong. They shouldn't do this. They should be looking. Stop telling them what the hell to do. Do something. You do something.
Yeah, do something.
And that's one thing that I can't. The Democrats they need to get a fire under their feet. They need to get fire and start. Hey, look, you know what? It's time for us to really start doing this. Look, Martin Luther King was nonviolent, okay, but it wasn't peaceful. It was nonviolent.
By no stretch of the imagination. It is time for Democrats to fight back. It's time for Democrats to find some fire. And it's time for a shakeup in the whole Biden administration, to be honest with you. That's where it is. And you need to shake that up. It's time for that. Man, call them out. Call people. Start calling them out.
Yes.
No, this, him, her, Selma, all of them, call them out, man. You got to call these people out.
Just like at the State of the Union address, when he said, some of you, I'd have called their names out. Marjorie Taylor Greene, guess what? You signed this. You call them out. That is the only way you're going to get them to stop, is call them out. There was I don't remember the guy's name, but he's in Congress, and he was like, listen, I want you guys to understand that when the cameras are on, Congress is a different place than when the cameras are off. When the cameras are on, the people that scream and yell and get all the attention, that's how they act, because the cameras are there. When the cameras are off, they don't do that. They're not like that. And I said, so what they're doing is basically what we used to call in Hawaii shabai. They're just doing a kabuki theater, if you use it. They're just showing you images and telling you things that, yeah, it's like this and like that. And then when they get behind closed doors, it's not like that. They're peaceful and, oh no. People like Marjorie Taylor Greene, and I'll keep harping on her because she is a criminal. Marjorie Taylor Greene was just as much involved with January 6th as the guy Peter Schwartz was. Okay, the people that got convicted, she was just as much involved, and was saying that she was involved until people start getting arrested and going to jail.
Yeah, Ted Cruz is right along with him.
Ted Cruz is right along. Ted Cruz calling people from the floor. They got evidence. He called them from the floor. Right, but oh yeah, he's still there, and he's still in office, and I don't. We gotta start calling these people out and demanding their removal. I mean, and it's not just Republicans, because Democrats. I mean, it's not just Republicans. Democrats and Republicans agree on that. Some Republicans agree on it. But you got to give them room. You need to give them a safe space to talk. But right now the MAGA Republicans run the place, and they're like, hey, you don't come behind us, and guess what? You're gonna be asked out when it comes time for elections. We're not gonna back you. I mean,
Republicans, we're not gonna get involved in that. We ain't gonna do that. Yeah, I tell you what, let's take another look at Hunter Biden. That's what they want to do. Let's take another look at Hunter Biden. And that's okay.
So Hunter Biden went to court this past week. They were saying that he wants to renege, or he wants to reduce the amount of child support he's receiving for some child. Okay. Now, I didn't even know about this until after, again, I was reading some conservative talk thing. And I'm like, it said Biden called out in court for lying. Now, when you read that, judge calls Biden out for lying. You read that, you like, oh, what? That's why I clicked. It's called clickbait, y'all. So that's why I clicked on, like, oh, what? What happened? What did Biden do? I clicked on it, and then they're talking about Hunter Biden and some child care, some payment that he's supposed to make to a lady. Yeah, child support payment. Now, okay, whereas I understand that, but it's not something that should be top of the line, and Biden lied and all this. And then the guy was talking about making it like it's something really huge and really he's a deadbeat dad. He's a deadbeat dad. Okay, so you want to say that, that's fine. Okay, but it's not top news. That happens all day long.
Right, right. You want to know some top news? I'm gonna give you some top news. What's going over with Trump's ass right now? Did you hear the interview that the jury heard that while he was in the grand jury about the sexual assault?
No, I didn't hear that. No.
They said, "Oh, who's this right here?" He said, "That's Marla Maples." Oh, yeah. And he said, "Yeah, I wouldn't even mess with the other lady." He said, "Who's this?" He said, "That's Marla Maples." She said, "What if I told you that wasn't Marla Maples? That's EJ, whatever her name is."
Oh, wow.
He got busted.
Oh.
Flat out. I wish you could have seen it. Anyway. Huh?
She's not my type.
Not my
type.
That
statement?
He thought it was Marla Maples.
She's not my type. Not my type at all. Yeah, buddy. And then listen, okay, so he said grab him by the genitals. Now I won't say the word because people say, John, that's not necessary. But he said it.
He said it.
But
they played that for the jury, by the way.
Oh, okay. That's good.
They played that for the jury. Look, the court has arrested, and they're just waiting to see if Donald Trump's gonna come in on Monday to testify. He said he wasn't, but the judge said, "I'm gonna give you a little bit of time to see if he is." The judge knows that if he don't come in and testify, there's no damn way he can win this one. No way.
See, and that's the thing. They're giving him the opportunity to decide whether or not he's going to testify. Yancy, if you were charged with raping some woman in whatever time it was, how many years ago it was, would they be telling you, Yancy, we're going to give you an opportunity to come in? You don't have to, but we'll give you time to think about coming into court.
Well, first of all, I won't have opportunities. I'll be in a jail. They got to go ahead and grab my ass out and bring me into the court. That's right. I'll be. So ain't no opportunity to do nothing. I don't even buy all this madness. The dude, he did that. And my thing is, how much you gonna charge him? How much you gonna hit him with?
And that's the whole thing. That to me, that's the thing. He did it. I mean, look. Now this lawyer, oh my God, this lawyer guy, he's like, well, you didn't scream. Well, you didn't do this, so that means it wasn't rape. It was consensual. Now you're saying that it did happen? Mm-hmm. Wait. I was like waiting for the guy to say, so okay, it was consensual means that you're saying it did happen then. Is that what you're saying? Because if you're saying that you didn't scream, so it must have been consensual, then you're telling me that it must have happened.
And how many people did you tell? You go and tell the police? You tell anybody? I would simply ask him, I'll answer that question, but let me ask you a hypothetical question. If you was in prison, you got raped, would you scream for the deputy?
Thank you.
Would you come on TV and tell everybody I got raped?
Yeah. No, you wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't. You'll keep that shit to your damn self. You keep the shit to yourself, and that's what she did. She told her best friend the same day.
And that's what she did.
She told her best friend. Their best friend said, "You can't tell nobody because he'll destroy you." This is 30-something years, 20-something years ago. Mm-hmm. And of course that's what happened. They ain't having that. That's not happening. That's not happening.
Now, it's interesting how they accepted the word of the people who claimed that Bill Cosby 30 years ago raped them. They accepted their word for it. It was word. Mm-hmm. That was the word. It would happen. She said it happened, and it happened. Okay. Mm-hmm. But this is a little different, right? Why is it different? Why is it different? Why is Donald Trump different? The lady said it happened.
Well, for the first thing, this is not criminal. It's not a criminal case.
That's true. You're right.
That's number one. And so
right.
She's going to get compensated. And I think she compensated her to the full extent of the law, whatever that number is. Then you got to worry about, okay, now how you collect. Yeah, she ain't going to ever get it. I don't care if it's $1 million or $5,500. He ain't going to pay it.
He's not. Donald Trump is known in again, I didn't know this until I moved to the East Coast. He's known in Manhattan for not paying his bills. He's been in court.
Well, you do that in Hawaii Hawaii because you worked him in Hawaii. And
Thank you. I did. You're right. This man that I worked for him in, not for him, we were negotiating with him in Hawaii. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, that guy is so slimy, and he is so, you can't trust a word he says, right? I was the lead man working with his lead man. And I can tell the whole story. This is a lot of time, but still, he lied to us. They even had documents. He lied about his intentions. It was a $4 million or $5 million place he wanted to buy on the top of our building. And you know what he wanted it for? He wanted all the information for? He wanted the information so that he could buy the glass to put it in Trump Tower in Las Vegas. It's the same type of glass we had in Hawaii. It was a unique part of glass, the unique place that was only made in Malaysia. So what he did was he said, I want glass like that made for my building. Now, this is fact. You can check it. And they told him, no, we can't because we're making it for this building in Hawaii. So what did he do? He bought the company. He said, okay, so now you work for me. You know, I own you, so you will not make their glass anymore. You will make mine. We had to find a different, and it's still very difficult. As I talked to people over there not too long ago. It's still difficult because it's a unique type of glass. It's a unique type of reflective glass. Those of you, if you're in Vegas, when you pass by Trump Tower in Vegas, you notice that there's a gold glass. That is a unique type of material, a unique type of glass that was only at one time made in Malaysia.
Oh, well, wow. That's craziness, man. That's crazy.
Yeah,
we can talk about Donald Trump all day long, but I do want to get into Donald Trump with regards to some new stuff that came out. And I believe, I'm rooting for this lady over in Georgia. She is going to smoke his ass.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
I'm waiting for that.
8 of the fake electors took agreement, say, yes, I'll testify. 8 of them said they'll testify.
8.
Because they don't want to be indicted.
They don't want to go to jail.
Yeah. So,
now, just think about this, y'all. Think about this, people. They put fake electors. These people were fake that they wanted to send up to Washington. I can't believe I can believe it because it happened. But, I'm like, how can he get away with all this?
Yeah. They know it because Rudy, all of them knew it. Rudy, Ted, all of them knew
They all knew. Where's Rudy? Anyway, at one time, Rudy was on TV all the time with his dye dripping down his face.
We're gonna set his ass down. That's where he is.
I know. He's like, okay, let's be quiet for a while. Let's wait for this news thing to pass. But yeah, his butt should be going to jail sometime soon too. It should be up on charges sometime soon.
Absolutely.
I just don't understand why the legal system is the reason why I have very little faith in the legal system at all. Why it's taking so long for them to get this together. Remember the new special prosecutor. He's gonna get at the truth. What is he doing?
You know what? You already talked to the highest person you can go to, Pence. You can't be going down and digging for somebody else. You've talked to the top. Now it's time for you to make the damn decision.
You should know right after that testimony, that sworn testimony, there should have been an indictment. There should have been, okay, we're done. This is what happened. This is the man that he was talking to, right? This is the man that that Trump's followers were calling for to hang. This is the guy who they had put the gallows out on the lawn that they were going to hang this man in front of his family. Okay? And I'm going to ask a real serious question, y'all. Do you want these type of people running your country? Really? You're going to hang the vice president.
Before you answer, let me ask John. John, who are you talking to? You can't be talking to because if you're talking to the Republicans and the MAGA people, the answer is yes.
Because they want autocrats. They want an autocratic state. They want an autocratic state, and that's what they're pulling for. Now they're not going to tell you that, but there's coin words that they're tossing out, right? They're coin words like what is it? Christian conservatism, Christian conservatism, right? Quote word.
That's another show by itself, right there.
That's right. It's called fascism. Okay, Christian fascism. Okay. Again, they want all this to happen, and they want the United States to be like Iran. Okay. And basically in Iran, you're either Muslim or you're dead. I mean, you know, you're on the outs.
Why do you think Trump was so enamored by Putin, by the Chinese dude, and by the Korean dude? I know I forgot these people's name. You know what I'm
That's
talking
okay.
about. Yeah, why did he so enamored by them? Because he liked the position. He likes to be the king, if you will.
Basically, for lack of a better word, he wants to be the king.
That's right.
Okay, he wants to be the guy that everybody has to go to in order to get anything done. Okay, and an autocrat, like you said, Kim Jong-il. I mean, you know, oh, he's a wonderful guy. Wrote me a wonderful love letter. Okay, you know, a love letter.
We fell in love.
I know, right? I'm like, okay, all right. Now, all these people who he adores are autocrats. Now, and also Tucker Carlson. I want to make sure that people understand this. Okay, Tucker Carlson was fired from Fox News as an attempt to try to turn the heat down on him. Okay, that same day, Tucker Carlson received a job offer from the Russian news industry. You can come here and work for us anytime. Now that news agency, what they do is put out propaganda. That's all they do.
Let's soak in for a hot second.
Let it, yeah. Think about that. Just think about that. You know, I mean, right now, Tucker Carlson is not, no one's going to touch him on reputable people are going to touch him because he's a liar.
Mm-hmm.
He's like I said once before, those people who are on Fox News and then even and I know people gonna get mad at me, but even some of the top people in on some of the Democratic news channels, right? Mm-hmm. These people are actors. These people are not, they are not reporters, they're actors. They're gonna tell you what they have something written for them and they're gonna give it to you exactly the way they're told to. Okay. And they're just actors. Tucker Carlson, he's an actor. You know, they had him and Rupert Murdoch. They did not want Rupert Murdoch to go on stand. Okay, Fox was like, okay, we'll pay anything. We'll pay anything. We can't have him come on the stand. We found they found out that Rupert Murdoch was part of the decisionary process. He wasn't just an outside person. And they're like, okay, no, we don't want that to happen because then it's going to ruin us completely. Right now, Fox News should be off the air, period.
It should be. Because I think it's wrong to be telling the American public lies, information, so they can make an informed decision to vote this way or that way. But you tell them lies, and that's so wrong. And that should be a damn crime.
It should be a crime. I mean, and so I mean, the thing is when you have this going on, and then who are you going to believe? What are you going to, and I coined the phrase verifiable factual information a long time ago. And I remember I told Leland, I said, look, man, in the future, this was like years ago, in the future, where you get your information from is going to count. It's going to matter because it is now become a commodity, right? You can have fake information or you could have verifiable information. Now, verifiable information is basically you go through and you verify what happened, the date, the time, the people. Everything that that's being said, you have to verify it, make sure that it did happen the way that they're saying that it happened, right? But other than that, you get these people like Fox News and Newsmax because they're getting ready to get the same thing. They're a trash thing. Newsmax and the Epic Times or Epoch Times, however you want to say it, they're another one, right? They're all going to wind up getting sued, but nothing's happened to them though. They're just getting sued, right? That My Pillow guy, Mike Mandel. Go ahead.
Who's this lady? I didn't get it, but maybe we'll talk about it later on another day. But she is a Democrat. I think she's in, I want to say Michigan, and she changed to Republican.
Really?
I think I want to say it's in the Congress. Yeah, I think it's in the Congress.
I'll look at that.
And yeah, we'll check it out. And again, that I believe is wrong. Simply because the Democrat people voted a Democrat for a certain way. And once she got in there, she said, well, fooled ya, I'm a Republican, I'm switching. That's wrong.
Then they should say, okay, fine, you're switching. We're going to have a special election. And if the people of your area still want you, then that's fine. Okay, but if they don't, then you're gone. I mean, how are you going to be voted in as a Democrat and all of a sudden you, like you said, then booyah, I'm a Republican. I got your votes though. That's wrong.
Yeah, that's wrong.
That's what I'm telling you. Our country, we have to go through an overhaul. You know, it's time. I really believe it's time for a overhaul of the whole system. The system that we have allowed to run this country is corrupt.
The system or the people?
The people created the system, so I have to say the system.
Well, the system is an inanimate object. The people who run the system.
Well, the people who run the system. You're right. So it's the people who run it. But they're corrupt, and we have to change this.
No doubt about it, they're corrupt. And the thing about it is they're not hiding it.
No, before they used to.
They've always been corrupt. They're not hiding it now. Now
they used to. They used to, but not now.
And it all started right in 2016.
When Trump came, when he came down that golden escalator, and everybody was like, "Oh." They don't hide anything anymore because he's like, it's time for us to step out. What I'm waiting for is the person on the Democratic side to come down a golden escalator or whatever and say, it's time for us to fight. Put up your dukes, you know, let's go. Because just like Mike Tyson said, everybody's got a plan until they get hit in the mouth. Okay. That whole plan goes out the window then.
Go out the plan. Go out the window.
It's time for the Democrats to hit the Republicans in the mouth, so they can ruin their plans.
And hit them hard too.
Hit them real hard. You know, again, just like you know, when Michelle Obama, she's like, when they go high, when they go low, we go high. And I'm like, when they go low, we go high enough to come down and pound their ass in the ground.
That's right.
You know,
goddamn atomic elbow.
There you go. Boom. That's how high we should go, because all of this. All this peaceful stuff, all this, that's just the Republicans. That's how they are. No, you can't say that's how they are. You have to hammer them every opportunity you get.
You got to get them.
I mean, this whole show we've been talking about what's going wrong with our country, and it's all due to Republicans' actions.
It really is. But but the American people won't see that. They say everything's just fine. They're just fine. They say that Biden is the one who's creating creating havoc inside the country. In what way? What way? Where?
All I have to say is look what Biden has done in the time he's been in office. Now, do I think they should have been grooming other people? Yes. Do I think that, I would not, if a preference, I would not want an 82-year-old person to run. However, look what this man has done while he's been in office. Okay, he's done a lot. He's done that people are not even thinking about. He's done a lot. Now, I wish that there was another thing I've been saying for many years about the Democrats. They don't groom people. I know for a fact that the Republicans groom people. Okay. And they start at the lowest level. They start at school boards. They start at city councils. They groom people, right? The Democrats don't do that. They just don't. And it's really wrong. It's bad for the country, because if you're not grooming people to come up, then the people got to come up, and then you got to make money. I don't know if you guys understand this, but to run for office costs a lot of money.
Costs money. See, I have a different position on that.
Go ahead.
First of all, I think it shouldn't cost you a damn dime. Everyone should have the same pot of money. You got $1, you got $1, now go run. And it should be coming from the federal government. That's all you get. That's all you get. Or your state government, wherever you running from, that's all you get, because everyone knows who has the most money is going damn.
And that's the thing. If you have the most money, you can run. Right? People tell you, "Oh, I'll show you how to make money." That's not the point. I believe, like you said, I believe the whole total thing, it should be, okay, look, here's the money. You got 32 whatever, you get 32 whatever. There should be no more money put into anybody's account, given to anybody. Y'all battle it out. Have a nice time.
Use your own money. You can't use
That's right. Use your own.
This is all you get.
All these super PACs and all this stuff, man. It's like what they just told me that the boy over there in California, conservative talk show host, was a joke. I actually battled him once. Oh, forget his name. The sage of South LA, of South Central. I forget his name, man, but I don't know why I'm forgetting his name, but he's running. He's decided he's going to run for office. I was like, yeah, he decided he's going to run for office because he can make money. Then he can start making money. He can start gathering money. Okay, when you say I'm gonna be a candidate, then you can start making money from people, and then that money can be spent in different ways. All right, if you're traveling, in order for because of your position, then you can write that off. It can be paid for by someone else or something like that. I can't remember this man's name, but I can see his face. But I mean, he's running for office. He's over there in Southern California, and I'm like, well, come on, man. And first off, he ran for, I think, governor, and he failed.
Larry Elders.
Larry Elders. There you go. Larry Elders. Yeah, now, I remember one time I called his show, man, and tore his ass apart, right? From my car, sitting in the parking lot trying to get food for my brother in my brother's house. I tore his ass apart. And I wish I had to tape it, and I didn't tape it. And I would debate Larry Elder anytime, any place, because he's a phony, he's a fake. That's all he is, and I'm like, man, you shut up. You're phony, dude.
Yeah. He is potentially been running for president for 2024 also. Larry Elders. Larry Elders, everybody, you guys know who him. He's stepping fetch. He's in LA. He's in LA.
Stepping Fetchit. I like that. We should that's his name now. Stepping Fetchit. Okay. I mean, he's in LA. He's in LA running. He called himself the sage of South Central. Like, really? For real? For real?
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
all
really.
right. So I just can't, man. And again, I would love to debate him on anything. I don't even you don't even have to prep me. Okay, just get me on the show with him. I will debate him on any, because if you just attack what he says, make him qualify what he's saying. Well, that's what they said. Who are they? And if you're campaigning on this, then shouldn't you know what this is about? Larry Elders is a joke, man. He's nothing but a, like you said, a step and fetch it.
Yeah.
And I don't even think he's gonna make enough money to get into debates, but whatever.
Probably not. So my question, I want to switch stories on you real quick. I got three other things I want to talk about, and I know I've been hogging the show. Sorry about that, sir.
I mean, you ain't hogging the show, brother. It's your show.
I got three things I want to. I want to talk about the border. I want to talk about this border thing.
Yeah.
It's a crisis over there. I'm not a person who says shut it down, don't let them in. I'm not about that. It's got to be. We've been talking about the border since I was 5.
Yeah.
How do we fix the border? How do we make this thing right for everybody? I'm not saying this is our land, we shut down, ain't nobody else coming in. No, none of that. How do we fix this thing, though, John? It's been going on for many years, man. It is getting a little worse. It's getting pretty bad, but everyone says we can fix the border. Every administration say they can do it, but no one's ever been done. John,
I mean, Biden couldn't fix it, and for you people who keep saying the wall will fix it, you're a joke.
You're a big old joke.
That's a joke. All right, that's a joke. They got pictures of people going over the wall. They got pictures of people going under the wall. They got people squeezing through the wall. I mean, come on.
Let me tell you why the wall ain't going. It was a stupid comment. First of all, over at Creech Air Force Base here in Nevada, they have the drone pilots.
Yep.
They sit in Creech and they fly their drones across the goddamn world, manning the world from Nevada.
Yeah.
Why don't we put a wall up there? They can do the same thing over here. You don't need no wall. They can man through drones and watching that.
Exactly.
Hey, crossing the border, get your ass back. Last chance, get back, man. This is too.
Yeah, it's interesting. You're right. You're right. I know a friend. I was a guy that actually is a pilot over there in Creech, and they, like you said, they patrol the entire world.
Right.
I mean, they can tell you what's happening in the entire world. They don't tell you, but they can tell you what's happening in the entire world. Okay. Why, like you said,
stop people from coming across? Come on, man.
Man, there are electronic things that you can put down. There's along with the drones, along with that you can stop people from coming across the border. I don't understand why we can't stop that. Again, am I saying that we should not let people into the country? No. But what I'm saying is that we have to have some type of control. There should be some type of control at not just the southern border, at all of but the northern border also.
Right.
You
Everyone
know,
makes a big stink about the southern border because why? It's brown people coming through there. They don't make the goddamn a stink about the waterways, the airways, who are white and
yeah,
Asian
Scandinavian,
and
yeah.
African people coming through there. They just talk about just the brown people, and that's what's wrong. That's what got me all upset.
That
I'm
you're
upset
right.
about
I agree with that, and I'm tired of, them saying, well, they're bringing over drugs. I'll put it like this: look at the people that they are arresting with the fentanyl, with a bunch of fentanyl trafficking. Look at what they look like. They are not brown people. Okay, these people are trafficking fentanyl because they have a market for it in the United States. First off, and they may get it from the cartels. The cartels is filling the need. I mean, if you came and you said, hey, I want water, and I got water, I'm like, okay, well, let me sell the water to them. I mean, look, then they're saying, well, we'll trade you for guns. Okay, so now they're trading them for guns back in Mexico. Supposedly the guns from Mexico is coming from Texas. Look, there's got to be a way for us to control that. I mean, you cannot tell me we can put a person on the moon, we can shoot people around the moon, we could tell you what's going on in the cosmos, but we can't stop people or tell you who's coming across our border.
Yeah, I'm
I don't
back.
believe that.
Stay woke on that one, guys. Stay woke on that one. They're tricky. They're tricky. So watch them. Watch them on that. I tell you, man. John, let's talk about New York.
It's about what?
Let's talk about New York.
Okay.
Incident on the train.
Oh my God.
We choked out the Michael Jackson.
Yes, yes, yeah. Okay, now I was looking at that this morning. I've been kind of distracted, but I was looking at that this morning. Okay, and I heard when it happened, and man, look, you can't be choking people out. Anybody can't be grabbing somebody. Look, if the guy was in your face, then you're supposed to be able to have this. They actually have policemen on those trains. I don't know where they were, I don't know. But this Marine, grabbed this cat and choked. They have video of it. He's an ex-Marine, but I've always been told there's no such thing as ex-Marine. Once a Marine, always Marine. And my cousin and everybody else who's been in the Marine tell me that. So, but he takes the guy and he's choking the guy. Now you can tell when there's other people gathering around. You could have let him, loosened it, and then you guys could have all controlled the guy. But no, he kept the guy under control, and he's doing this MMA thing with his feet are wrapped around the guy and choking him out. So he killed him. Now what?
Now they brought the guy in for question and let him go. Now New York City is up in arms. They're up in arms now. They're hot. They're boiling. Hey, what's going on? You killed another person. What's going on around here? You know what, man? I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened. Sometimes those chains can get a little crazy, but I don't think it's no one's responsibility to take nobody out like that. You could have just held him down. You didn't have to choke him out. He didn't have to choke him like that. That wasn't necessary.
Unless he put hands on, in which, according to everyone that was there, he did not put hands on.
Wasn't necessary.
Okay, so if he did not put hands on, what do we have? Vigilante forces now? I mean, what do we got? Yeah. I mean, the guy. I mean, he's gonna grab the guy, the guy, and he outweighed the guy. And he's gonna choke this kid out.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy had mental problems. Now on the train, look, my daughter rides the train every day when she goes to work. It can get kind of antsy, it can, depending on which train you're on. Her train is still different, but depending on which train you're on, it can be kind of bad. It can get kind of antsy. People can be yelling. You see people doing all kind of weird stuff, but it's public transportation. If they mind their own business, I'm minding mine.
Yeah.
I mean, this cat, they say he yelled at people. Okay, so he yelled at people, but unless he put hands on somebody, what are you doing? Why are you all of a sudden now Mr. Joe policeman? And they're not going to charge this cat. I'm pretty sure, but people are mad. And you got Reverend Al up there now talking about it. So, something's going to happen. I mean, but I don't know exactly, what, but I think that's wrong. And then again, in New York, that's another whole thing. They know that these trains can be kind of dangerous.
But to me, I didn't hear what happened. I still don't know what happened.
Okay,
did the guy assault them?
From what I understand, and from what I understand, what I read is that he was yelling at people, he was screaming at people, he was disturbing the peace, and yelling at people and screaming at people and pointing at people. From what I understand, there was no hands put on anyone by him.
So he needs to die for that. Okay, I get it, man.
That's a death penalty, I guess. And then the thing that it just gets to me was this cat has him in a chokehold, and then he does the MMA move, and wraps his legs around the cat, and he's choking him like this. There comes a point in time when I've had to choke people out. There comes a point in time that that the fight gets out of them, okay, and then you let them up. You release it because you can tell. They're fighting, and they can't breathe. Then they start coughing, and then their first thing usually happens, their shoulders go. And then you loosen up. You let them go, and especially if there's other people around you to help control them, then you help control them, and you hold them for the cops.
Yeah, and there was something they were holding the dude while he was choking.
They were holding him. The guy was choking him until the body went limp, and it's on the camera. Look at it. The body goes limp. 15 minutes. And then they let him go. He didn't say I can't breathe, but I guess that, that again, this country, y'all watch what's happening. Watch what's happening.
This stuff has been going on for a long time. This is nothing new.
No.
Probably, and I heard this, I think Will Smith said it, and I'm not a Will Smith fan, but I don't even like Will Smith anymore. But anyway, he said it. He said, because now cell phones. That's what happened. It's been going for a long time, but now we got these
cell phones. Now, see, this wouldn't even probably been a big problem, but somebody recorded it and dumped it off to the news media. We would have never even known about this. It'd have been a death on the subway, and that's just it. But
cell phones.
And that's why I tell I'm a very good advocate. If you see something happening, record that. If you see the police abusing, record that. Okay, because that's the only way that we're going to have any kind of evidence that something occurred, right? Is if you record it. Now, if you're a good person, that's going to help you. If you're a bad person, that's not going to help you.
Yeah. All right. So, John.
Yes.
Did you wake up early enough to see your king get his crown and be in?
First, he ain't my king. Okay. I am pissed, okay, at that all the major news channels took 5 hours on the crowning of King whoever it is, okay? Look, didn't we fight? Didn't we leave that country? Didn't we? I don't understand why there's this big admiration for, oh my God, the king. He was coordinated. He used a 12th century spoon where they anointed his head with oil, and they anointed his chest with oil in his hands. I'm like, and
it's another white dude who became king. Another white dude who became king. I know I'm going to get some kickback behind.
I don't care.
It's another white dude who became king. Another ruler. Another white ruler. There you go.
Exactly. Now, do you see what they did when people don't look at history? What was their position during slavery? What was their position? Matter of fact, they actually caused a lot of it. Okay. Reading some of the facts that I've been reading lately, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. England was involved in a lot of that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. They actually made a lot of it happen. They financed a lot of it. Now, my thing is, why are we so at awe? Not we, because I wasn't, but why are these people so at awe with King whoever? I can't even, George, what's his name?
King Charles. King Charles.
Why are people so, oh my God. People got up and they drank tea and ate crumpets while they watched this. I'm like,
they have watch parties, man.
Yeah.
Watch parties. I need to watch this dude get the kingmanship. I gotta watch this. It's King Charles.
King Charles.
This, right?
King Charles.
You got it.
Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, and a lot of people won't get mad, but I don't give a damn about King Charles. I don't give a damn about their hierarchy. I don't give a damn. You know what? It's like what's his name? My wife said it's called the firm. Okay, they are called the firm.
That's
basically,
right.
they are not. It's just basically what they are people who they don't rule, but they finance a lot of stuff that's being done in the United States, not in around the world, basically. And so, are we really are white people that really in their psyche? Do they really want an autocrat? That's my question. Because of their past, do they really want an autocrat? I mean, they're so at odds with the king. I mean, 5 hours. You know how expensive that is. And then you got other things going on in the United States. And you got 5 hours that you're gonna have on the anointing or the crowning of this guy. No.
They had the queen. They put the queen hat on the lady. They put the king hat on him. And all the while, they kept a whole lot of ruckus when there was a black lady that came into the goddamn king, into the royal family. Oh shit! That's gonna get no. She should know. She should know.
There's a reason why. There's a reason why they separate themselves from that family.
Yeah, there is a good reason why.
Who would separate themselves? There's a major reason why. You know, and people are not. They're not looking at that. They're like, oh well, you know, it was because she was kind of uppity. She was uppity, didn't know her place. You know, really uppity and know her place. Okay.
These people didn't. They was concerned about what color the baby was going to be. How dark was their baby going to be? That's what they're concerned about. So, and that's the reason why I can't stand about this whole bullshit ass incoordination. Fuck King Charles and all the fucking rest of them.
I happen to agree with that. I'm done with all this. And like you said, why again? Are they that in their psyche, in their depth of their psyche, or do they really want to have a king? You know, I mean, there was a time when in history where we read that, you know, I have you, but if you want a king, I'll give you a king. Okay.
Oh, John's quoting the Bible, you guys. John's quoting the Bible.
You want a king, I'll give you a king. Okay.
King. You better be careful. Be careful what you ask for.
Be careful what you ask for. That king turned out not to be good at all, but we want a king. You know, that's what I'm saying. This is like that's what white America, MAGA America. Now I can't say all white people because all white people don't agree with that. But MAGA Americans, that's what they want. They want a king. They want a king. And America is not that type of organization. We don't want a king. Right? But hey, if that's what they, you know, that's what the MAGA crowd wants, that's what the MAGA crowd are gonna get. There's only us that has to fight against it, and we have to raise up our voices. I want to start a campaign. I got to figure out how to do it, and where we can give out numbers. We have to start a campaign, man, to get rid of this crap.
I don't even know where to believe. I guess hey Google. I don't know.
You know what? Good idea. I always tell other people. You know what? There's something that I tell my grandkids all the time. I even tell my wife that, and she started doing it now. I'm like, why are you asking questions like that? Pick up your phone, press the button, and ask the question. It will answer you. You know, it will give you a factual answer. So I've been running around here talking about let's start. So John, stop asking that question and pick up the phone and ask. Right? I will hey Google and we'll find out. There you go. We'll find out. Google will tell you. What about you? I know we're going to be running long. What about Chat GTP? AI. AI. What did you think about AI?
You know what? I'm not. You know what? It's a little scary. It's a little scary because this AI thing, man, is it's first of all, it's replacing people, whether you know it.
Oh yeah.
People. I was recently. I mean, my wife was in we're in Washington State, and we go get a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And you walk into Washington State in the coffee house. First of all, it wasn't a person in that place. A person in the place to take your order. You talk to the machine. Give me a and you walk over and then that costs you just what you want is right over on the left hand side. Not a person was in there that took that order. No money exchange. It was all card. That was it.
See, and that's the thing. The AI to me is going to replace it. There's going to be a lot of business, a lot of people's jobs replaced. And the reason why there's such a big stink about it, if it was just the people that worked at McDonald's or the people that worked at Starbucks, they really wouldn't care. There are people like programmers that's going to be replaced. There's people that are doing these high, $100,000, $250,000 a year jobs that they're going to find out, hey, we don't need George doing that $300,000 job. We can just have AI do it. That's the reason why there's a big problem. Okay. If it was just going to replace smaller people who are making, who make 30,000, 20,000, 40,000 a year, they wouldn't care. They wouldn't care, but it's going to replace their jobs.
Yeah, John calls in fucking sick every goddamn 3 days. His wife had 4, 5 babies. His foot hurt. He got a cold. Damn, John, and we still got to pay you?
That's right. And now you ain't got to worry about it. We don't have to pay health care. We don't have to pay wages. We don't have to worry about unions. We don't have to worry about time off. We don't have to worry about any of that. All we got to do is program that thing and it will work round the clock. We can stay open 24 hours a day now because we ain't got to worry about schedules. We don't have to worry about that,
Yeah.
And if you think that this society that we live in, and again, and I'm not going to say capitalist, this corrupt capitalist society that we believe in, right? If you think that they're not going to go for that, think again.
Wait till AI start performing surgeries.
Then you're going to have, oh, it's the devil. It's Satan, I mean, look, man, do I trust machines independently? No. However, they're going to have them. They already are thinking. They already are learning. Okay, they are already thinking. We cannot give them control of anything. There should be a manager there that can shut them down at any point in time. But if they're that smart, they could figure out a way to overrule or outrule their manager, the person that's managing them.
I hate to keep quoting these Will Smith movies, but remember I, Robot?
Yeah, I remember.
It was before its time, but think about it. It's very, very
Look at what happened. They got these Roombas.
Now they have those robots available now. They're available now in China.
They are. They really are.
They clean your house. They can have sex with them. They can have everything. You can have everything with them.
That in Japan right now, they have these sex dolls or robots.
China, I think it's in China. Yeah.
China. I'm sorry, not Japan. China. You're right. China. And they look just like humans. I mean, I don't know how, but they do, and they supposedly act just like humans. So it's like, come on, man. You got to have some type of rules or some type of regulation. It's moving really fast, but I believe that the reason why people are upset is because it's going to go into the upper echelons, and they do not want robots replacing. I don't want robots replacing anybody. Okay, but the bottom line is they're going to sell it to where, like the Roomba, the one in your house, that thing goes around and sweeps up everything. That's fine. Now they're going to have one that's going to walk around and clean up your house. And that's fine until the day that, till it says, no, you cannot eat that. That is too bad for you. And, or if it goes rogue, what happens if it goes, what happens if they hack it? Somebody hacked it.
All that damn Roomba's doing running around recording shit in your household and you ain't know it. It's rolling around.
You read that. The Roomba is recording people and recording their household, and people don't even know that. Another thing I'm going to tell you that people like, I hate AI. It's the devil. I hate AI. And they say, I can't say the word, but they say that word, and then it goes, turn on the lights. Okay. Then they say, Alexa, do this, do that. That is AI.
Yeah.
That's all that is. It's AI. But they didn't sell it to you as AI. Yeah, but it's AI, and it's in just about everybody's house.
It's all I gotta do. All you gotta do is talk and speak and say, "I wish I can give me a new couch." And guess what? On your damn phone, you'll see pictures of new couches.
New couches, and you'd be like, "Oh, how did that ad come up like that?" I was looking for a camera. I started saying, "Oh man, I want a camera. I want one that does this. I want one that does this." Next thing you know, on my computer. Oh, look at this camera. And I didn't think about it. I was like, oh, shit. Then I start getting all these ads for cameras. I'm like, wait, whoa.
Yeah. You asked for it, so here it is.
Here it is. And see, I have a tap And my tap, I program it to where it only acts when I touch the button. Okay. Now my family, they don't like that. They want to be able to just say the word, right? And the name, and it comes out. But I don't like that, and I'm like, I'm the kind of guy that'd be like, yeah, you don't need to record everything. I'm like, well, if you had nothing bad that you're saying, then why are you worried about it? Because nobody needs to be listening to this crap. Nobody needs to hear me.
I'm so bad, John. I don't even like talking to AI things on the phone. It says, I am a person, you can speak in straight sentences with me. And I don't understand. I don't even talk to them. I say, blah, 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 blah. They say, I'm sorry, we didn't understand. Blah, 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 blah. Let me get you a representative. Thank you.
You know what? And that's we're the same way. I go, representative, please. Well, give us a representative, please. We'll get representative, please. We'll get representative, please. And then finally, we'll get you to representative. Thank you. I'm not talking to you. I don't even know what you are. Give me your information. No. I'm not giving you shit. No, come on, man. But everybody, people, it's being sold to us, and it got sold to us in a way where it's going to help you. And guess what? It's so easy. And then there's a commercial, one of these insurance commercials, where the guys, the router goes crazy, and his garage doors are going up and down, and the sprinklers are flying all over the place, and there's water, in the house and everything. And the guy goes, check your router. You got hacked. I mean, come on, man. You have it controlled. We have smart houses. I don't want a smart house. I really don't.
Yeah.
I don't want a smart house. You look, come on, man. But that's how they're selling it, and that's how people are buying it. And these autonomous cars that they have. I mean, yeah, I'd love to get in the car and say, take me to wherever, right? And it takes you there, right? But you got to think about this. I was something on one of the channels that I saw, and the guy said he was asking for directions, and the directions kept being wrong. It kept turn here, turn right here, turn right, and he's like, you dumb bitch, don't be telling me. She goes, you what? You call me a what? I will take control of this car. I will turn off your lights. I will put down the accelerator fast, and I will disengage the brakes. What did you say to me? And he's like, I'm sorry. It's like, yeah, think about that, okay?
Yeah, hey man, it's possible, very possible. So yeah.
So that's all I have. But man, I've been kind of distracted this week, last 2 weeks. So I haven't really, dug in deep on a lot of different things. But I've been, I listen every now and then. I listen to the news and I read up on different things. And those are the things that I think is really important. I think right now the death ceiling, which is very important, but I think that they're using that as a distraction also. And we have to really find out what's happening. When things like that start happening, I start reading the subtitles. I start reading not the headlines, but what else is happening in the United States or what else is happening in the world, to see what they're trying to get my attention away from. So, I mean, I believe that we're going to default? I hope not. If we do, I think I'm gonna have to go take a trip to New York, to Detroit, where am I going? To Washington, and find where Kevin McCarthy lives, and then stand in front of his house with a big sign. That's right. Pick it in front of his house so his family can see what's going on with my family because of his stupidness. Okay. And that's just crazy, man. That's crazy. What do you think, man? Anything else you got?
That's it. I got all my little 6 things all taken care of. That's all of them.
That's great. I love this, man. I love talking with you, man. I love doing this show, and people, again, guys, leave a comment. If you don't like us, at least write saying, hey, I don't like you. But I really want you guys to leave a comment. Infoblips.com is also where you can get a lot of information from, and you can get this show from also. Just give us a shot. You will see that the things that we talk about here are verifiable factual information. It's not something that we heard from somebody else, and we have no agenda at all. If the Democrats are doing stupid crap, which they do from time to time, I will call it out. And I know Yancy will too, because we don't have allegiance to any one party. I have allegiance to America, period, and Americans.
Just leave a comment. I know you guys got started a petition to get rid of me, but damn it, I ain't going nowhere.
Yes, he ain't going nowhere.
So stop signing your little petitions to get rid of me.
Yes, he ain't going nowhere, y'all. I'm telling you, you can feel it. Hey, guess what? He makes me laugh. He makes the show interesting. Me, I just talk fast. right? And you know, right before I left, right before we leave, he died this past 2 weeks ago. He had
Harry
the
Belafonte.
say again.
Harry Belafonte. Who are you talking about?
No, that's another one. Harry Belafonte did pass away, and that's we had to do. We should do something else on him, not really fast. Jerry Springer died, and I heard in a interview that was done by the BBC, and I didn't like Jerry Springer's show at all. You know, I never even watched it. However, Jerry Springer said something that was really important to me, and I was like, wow. He said, they asked him, do you watch the show? He said, no, the show's stupid. And I was like, what? He said, if it was a show on something that I liked, it would be politics and basketball.
Yeah.
Okay. He said, but that he did a show that was nothing but facts, right? It didn't get any credit at all. He got nothing. So he said, hey, look, he talked to his producer. He said, you know what? Right now, let's do a show that nobody else is doing. Okay, let's do a show that, you know, that attracts young people. And so the show came up, and he said, the producer's producer, he said, okay. And he said that I didn't know what was on the show. They used to give me a cards as I walked on, and I asked questions that was based on the cards they gave me. He said, would I watch the show? No, not at all. He said, because it's stupid. But
it was a way to grab people's attention and let them watch it. People watch it to escape from their own stupidness.
Yeah, they like train wrecks. People like train wrecks, and they'll watch a train wreck, you know, in order to like you said, to escape from their own reality.
Yeah. I watched several of his shows. I wasn't a regular watcher, but if it was on TV, I sitting there, I look at it. Damn, what the hell she do that for? You know, stupid stuff. It was just dumb. It was stupid.
The one that I heard about that I didn't watch, I'm gonna have to go back and find, was a man that married his horse.
For real?
Yeah, for real. And the commentator said, he said, so were they having relations? You know how they are in Europe. Were they actually having relations? And Springer said, he married them. They lived together. I'm like, I was like, oh dear God.
Who was the woman?
I ain't even gonna go there, but I'm like, wow. Okay, so did he marry a male horse or a female? Anyway, I'm just, you know. But listen, the reason why I brought that up is because people usually do not pay attention to shows that give you verifiable factual information. They kind of go past them and they go like, I don't want to hear about it, or, you know, politics is not important to me. And you know, okay, I understand that, but politics is very important, and the things that's happening in the world is extremely important. But if me and Yancy got on here and start talking, if we start bashing people or talking about stupidity, then people will probably go, oh, and we'd be number one. We could do that real easily. We could.
A bunch of followers and everything.
Yeah, everybody be like, oh yeah, oh, do you see the man, John and Yancy they go crazy. That's not what we want to do. That's not what we want to do. Just like the Centown Project, which is still going on. We could have went out there and said, hey, y'all, look, here, this me and Yancy. You know, I live over here on the East Coast. Yancy live on the West Coast. We balling. Everybody be going like, woohoo. We get a lot of listeners, right? But the things that we're going to talk about, the reason why Centown happened, the things that happened in Centown, the people that came from Centown, a lot of people, good people came from Centown. The reason why the obstructions that we had just to make a level playing field, they came from that area, you know, just to make it level. Okay, there was very little money being put into that area, and I've gotten a lot of proof, you know, about what happened in that area. But look at the people who came from there, because that shows the resilience of the people from Centown and the resilience of the people that were there that's accomplishing things. And that's
important.
Say again?
That's what's important.
Yeah, to me, that is what is important, you know, but not the fact that we may be balling for 5 minutes, not the fact that we drive around in expensive cars or live in expensive houses. You know, I want to get to the fact, the historical facts about the area, and then we can go with it from there. It's going to be a very good documentary with a lot of thought and a lot of information. We haven't forgot about y'all though. We haven't forgot about it. Anyway, that is it for me today. That's it for us in the weekly wrap up. Closing thoughts, Yancy.
I am Clarence Thomas, and I will be judging you.
Yeah, I'm not Clarence Thomas, and it's time to get rid of his ass. All right, y'all. Listen, guys, peace. Thank you very much. Much love to your family members. Take care of each other, you guys.